Hello and welcome to Long Investor. And this is the weekly update on Bitcoin news and technical analysis. So let's go over some of the news first. So some of the good news came out this week. So one of the good news is that the state senator introduced bill to make Bitcoin legal tender in Arizona. So if the bill is passed, then the cryptocurrency can be accepted to as a form of payment for their public charges, taxes, and other duties. So this could be one of the big catalysts for Bitcoin going forward. And the second good news is that last week we had another sell-off from the central bank of Russia saying they will ban Bitcoin mining. But this week, the President Putin says that Russia has a competitive advantage in crypto mining. So even though their central bank is trying to ban cryptocurrency, their president says otherwise. In general, banks doesn't like cryptocurrency. The whole idea of decentralized finance will reduce the power of the banks. So another news that came out is not good or bad at the moment. So it's President Biden saying that they see cryptocurrency as a matter of national security. So they are really pushing to make some kind of regulation for crypto. I'll leave all the links of the article in the description if you guys are interested to read it. As for Bitcoin, one thing I want to point out is that, and I've also said in my first Bitcoin video, is that Bitcoin is becoming more of a macro asset. So it's kind of follow the market sentiment nowadays compared to like maybe 2 years before. The exposure of Bitcoin and how people are trading cryptocurrency doesn't really come until 2021. So in the late 2021, you can see I have Bitcoin price action compared to the Nasdaq and S&P 500, and it kind of share the similarity in the movement. You see how they go like up and down in very similar way. So when I'm doing tactical analysis on Bitcoin, I'm also considering the macro environment. Technical analysis is not perfect. It gives you some sort of a guideline, but then it all depends on the macro environment. It's the macro environment that will determine whether the price action will break through a support or a resistance. So you see here, I drew a support line when I see a few bottoms in here, and then Monday everything went down for the first half of the day, and then they seems to be recovering for a little bit. And then came the Microsoft earnings, which kind of saved the market for a little bit until the Fed talks at 2:30 p.m. and exactly at that moment the market went down again. And then towards the end of the week on Thursday after market, Apple had a good earnings, so the whole market sentiment just keep going up. As you can see now, we are approaching some kind of resistance. The time of the video is January 30th at 1 a.m. in the morning. So if there are no good or bad news that came out this week, I will expect the Bitcoin action to kind of consolidate near the resistance line. One of the catalysts that might be able to help Bitcoin push through the first two resistance is the Google and AMD earnings that comes after the Tuesday market closing. But if they miss the earning and drag the whole Nasdaq down, then I would say we might see Bitcoin backtesting to the 35k area. If that breaks, then we might have a retest of the 33k to have some sort of a double bottom. If you guys enjoyed the video so far, please help like the video and subscribe and hit the little bell for notification. And if you think updating once a week is slow, I totally agree. So you guys can also consider following my Twitter at Long Investor. I do a TA every day. So for example, on January 25th, I tweeted that Bitcoin looks like it'll have a retest of the 37.4k and then it will hit 39k shortly, but don't follow me in yet because it will get most likely to get rejected. And when I traded, it was around here, and we see a breakout of from the 37.4k and had a backtest, and we hit the highest of 38,922. So it was right at the 39k resistance, and we came back to it like I said. And on January 27th, I mentioned that Bitcoin has some sort of a double bottom, although it's not as strong, but we're most likely to continue hugging the uptrend to meet the resistance, which turns out to be what we are here right now. It continue hugging the uptrend line to meet a resistance and consolidate. So I want to spend a little time talking about the CORZ Scientific crypto mining company. I gave her this stock as a stock recommendation for 2022 in one of my videos, and I said I will get it when it hits 4.8, but it never did at the moment. And I still don't have a position in it yet. And one of the reasons why I'm interested in it is that I was reading an article and it was mentioning the CORZ, but previously known as XPDI before this SPAC, and they had a mining cost of $5,000 per token. So as they mentioned, even Bitcoin is at 42k area, the miner company can still generate 85% of gross margin, which is quite a lot. And in comparison to what we used to know, right, at Mara, they have almost double the cost of mining per token in comparison to CORZ. And if you look at the CORZ website, they have a presentation. They say how much Bitcoin they mine. So in the mining field, I think they do have a competitive advantage against other players. Although I do have a position in Mara at the moment. But this stock is definitely something to keep an eye on if you are interested in crypto mining companies. So currently at $7.8 is sitting at a market cap of 2.6 billion. It even got a higher market cap than Mara at the moment. That's why I'm not rushing into it yet. Although they have a lower cost for per token, they have more machine, faster hash rate, but I want to wait and see after they release their first earning before I decide anything. So right now, if their market cap is bigger than Mara, I just find it a little bit expensive. But if it's at like around $5, which will make the market cap around 1.5 billion, then I think it's okay and worth a shot. So this is it for this week's Bitcoin update, and I'll see you guys next week.